Perfect description.
I got my boys. I
What
got
up?
Woody Jellin and Patricia Peanut over here.
Negative. No.
I
you
got
mean
the cool
no?
name.
You can look right at my banner in the video if you're watching. I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight myself right now.
Mhm.
Pretty sure it says Patrick
Patricia, yeah.
dash Peanut. Okay.
Patricia.
So
I'm in for Patricia.
yeah, I hate you guys. I can't believe we managed to once again all meet up around the virtual roundtable that is Hangouts on Air.
And it's only like 11:40. We all got together at like 10 something.
Yeah.
So we were
As
really,
always.
really ready this whole time. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good
I think they all know that we're never actually ready. But
Until
we
we
do
just
have
hit
some
the button.
cool. We do. We do have some cool shit for you today. A little surprise for the end. Little Bryce Knight action. I think Jordan did some cool shit today. He was complaining about being tired or something, right, Bryce? I don't.
Yeah, he's being a little bitch and being like, "I'm dead. I'm so
Yeah,
tired." And we're
that's
like,
right.
"Get on the fucking mic.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't
Give the
exactly work
people
out
what
that way,
they
but whatever.
want."
Yeah.
I was
So
fucking here ready before any of you.
what? Not true. Because
Shenanigans.
the
No, that
chat
is
room
true.
had to be created by me.
You started
So
and then you left. I was here for like 15 fucking minutes before you came back.
I had to go blow O's, bro.
Doomsdays all day.
Right.
All right.
Whatever.
Doomsdays all day.
Yeah.
So if you're watching us live, which you're not because there's a 0 next to viewers, welcome to the show. If you're catching the video
Welcome to
after,
the show.
welcome to the show.
Welcome.
If you're listening to Jordan's version of our
Digitally
high quality
remastered HD version.
fucking ear sex,
Yeah.
welcome to the show. Yeah.
Welcome.
All the fucking welcomes, guys. I'd like to, before real quick, I'd like to give our sponsor. Oh, we don't have one of those.
Oh.
People email us. Jesus, what's your problem?
Just give us something to say for you. You know, I just wanna sell your shit for you for free. Like, what's wrong with you? It's so easy. It's so easy.
It's
It's
Come on.
just like, oh my god,
Right?
god, I just want to do the thing, and you won't give me nothing. Jesus.
What voice is that? Where is that from? If you had to say where that's from,
As far like no, that's a character of my own creation.
That's Bryce. That's
That's-
just Bryce.
That's just me.
That's Bruce.
No,
Sorry, it's Bruce.
so it's Bruce. Yeah, that's Bruce.
I'll fucking kill both of you.
I'm pretty sure he's related to our intern, but fuck that guy.
God. Fucking Jim.
Fucking Jim. I didn't even remember his name. Honestly, I'm like, what's our intern's name? I don't remember.
I will never forget his name for as long as I live.
Good.
So
Flesh.
me and Doc Brown here are just hanging out. I have this nifty Doc Brown Funko Pop, and it's like he's
It's strangely detailed.
isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I like it though.
Like, it even has like extra lines for the hair, which most Funko Pops, it's just kind of like, boom. All right, this block of plastic is the hair, but they added like a bunch of like little lines and stuff to make individual strands for it. I guess to really capture the craziness of his hair.
Yeah.
But
Which is
it's
smart.
just
It
it's
looks
just
good.
really strangely detailed. I've never seen one that actually tried that hard.
I like toys. I mean, honestly, I have a room
Yeah.
full of them. I've kind of shown you guys around my office before. Actually, you can see my Doctor Who stuff.
there
I
you
mean, actually, yeah. Well, it's because the video's flipped, asshole.
Yeah, We got you. We would
But,
expect you
let's-
to know the layout of your own office, though. I'm
I
just
don't.
saying, like,
Yeah,
you
I
should
know.
know where
There's no
stuff is
excuse.
behind you.
There's no excuse.
I have random stuff like that I don't even know. Anyway, it's usually I keep calling it my office. It's where I get to put my nerd stuff and where my computer is.
It's
Obviously,
also the
'cause-
Christmas storage room, and we are cleaning, so we got to put all the extra stuff in here room, and
Pretty much.
yeah,
the Patrick
Yeah.
storage room for when you're.
it's just the whenever stuff needs a place to live. This is
It
where
is
it goes.
also the remote host connection for the PBnJ Watchtower peanut section. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's the official title. All that other stuff just happens to be there too.
And I can sit in here with no pants on The problem is there's a big ass window to my right. So,
Good
anyway, now you know what?
Not a problem.
There you go.
That's
Better.
This
That's
this
better.
this is what the people in the video signed up for.
Yeah. Why don't we get to some meat? Who wants to talk about things? I know we have things.
I don't know. This week I did a lot of VR chat, which was fun. I've been having fun like scaring people, which is,
Nice.
Are you still running around in virtual reality, Bryce?
I live there now. This is just I came back to reality just for this episode, and I'm going
That's
back.
how life is gonna be in the future, bro.
Yeah, bro. Running Man, a Lawnmower Man,
Lawnmower Man.
lots of men in the future. You'll get used to it. All right.
Okay.
And, other than that, I started writing again for the first time in a long time, which is
Really?
That's
yeah.
cool. Writing what?
I'm working on a short story right now, which deals with the idea of what would it be like if if this was a simulation, and essentially how would we integrate after the simulation ends. And that's all I really want to get into for the plot, but it's just dealing with that idea of after living your life in a simulation, if you have a memory, if you have a life before you entered the simulation, like if it was for space travel or something similar, how much of you remains from the simulated world? Does that just automatically separate as an avatar, or do you have trouble distincting this is who I actually am and this is who I was in the simulation? And like, how do you put a wedge in that?
That's a really cool idea. So you're kind of basing the whole simulation plot off of you were originally somebody in the real world. You're not
someone
a
in the real
computer
world, maybe
generated.
like a spaceship type situation where you're traveling to a long distance, and the number of years that the travel would actually be like 70 years. So you get set up with your simulation, and then your death is already preordained for a time and date. How the death happens is completely taken care of at random by the simulation. That's how you get like lightning strikes, random gang shootings, all that stuff.
Huh.
They're all scripted events by the simulation in order to explain why you've been taken out. So that way it doesn't interfere with anyone else who's still in cryosleep, and you get taken out immediately. So the afterlife is essentially the real world.
So this way, nothing weird happens to the people that are in there. But what if, I don't want to ruin your book or your story you're making, but is it okay if I pose hypothetical questions? Okay. So hypothetically, let's say you and Jordan, you're married, right? You're in the simulation, middle of some horribly gruesome butt sex. Jordan dies. Right?
Yes.
Now, the reason Jordan died in the simulation is he bled out through his asshole. The reason he died, though, for real, was because he's like the main engineer of the ship, and he has to be woken up because some crazy catastrophe just happened.
Right.
So, he wakes up. Now, in his head, I could see how that would be fucked up for him. But,
because he's suddenly.
But then years later, come out of the simulation. Like I don't know how you'd be able to rectify that. It'd be like everything that ever happened in the simulation would have to be deleted from your memory, like it never happened.
And that's one of the things that essentially this book is kind of a romance, in that I'm just gonna fucking ruin the ideas I have for it and just
don't do it.
No, it's fine. I won't go into too much detail, but
what is the main character's name? I'm just kidding.
Main character's name. I actually haven't named him yet. I've named his love interest, but essentially,
Jordan.
Of course, everyone knows that. I wanted to do the idea of the guy comes out of the simulation after they both died at the same time, because they're both part of the same ship, and they're actually leaving at the same time, so they die at the same time. And after you die, you're immediately quarantined off, and you go through like a reintegration process where you're quarantined from anyone else. So that way it's harder to break you back down and build you back up if you're near other people who are in confusion. So you're quarantined off in your own little room, and then there's going to be like it's kind of like this is going to be the part of the story where I'm going to really work on like building the world around it and, exposition-y kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where I have them kind of, hey, this is reality, this is what's going on, this is where you were. And I want to make it to where the male character, the main character, he's one of a small percentage of people who have trouble reintegrating after, because they've got down to a science, but something about it rewrites their brain to where they think they are this avatar, whereas the female character who he was dating, or married to, I haven't decided, she does reintegrate, and basically him still loving her and still wanting to be with her, but her recognizing that that wasn't real. Because when you go into the simulation, it's not necessarily like we're a couple, we're going to go into the simulation as a couple. It's one of those situations where you all go in singular, live out lives at random, and you can spawn near each other or whatever, but whether or not you guys get together in the simulation is completely by chance. So it's one of those situations where they weren't a couple before. So
now, question, would it not be easier for them to just say, okay, we're going to go into the simulation, you go in the simulation, you're in a simulation, and then like if you're married, you're having simulation sex. If you're not, you're just like simulation farming or whatever. You're in a sim. So this way, when you come out of the sim,
right, you already know who you are and everything.
Or it's crazy like you have, right? Where it's random gen. Maybe it has something to do with brain chemistry or some shit, right? Some crazy techno babble. They come out. But when you come out, your memory is erased, and the last thing you remember is saying, "Okay, inject me" or something.
Right. And I haven't quite gone into detail on that as of yet.
It wouldn't make a good story, though. I mean, if you came out and everything was fine, yeah.
But essentially, I'm gonna make it something to where this is like a beta program kind of deal, where it's like the first colonizing ships going this far out, so they needed the simulation. Because their brain, people who are frozen for longer periods of time, their brain will like atrophy or brain damage happens or something along those lines. So they needed the simulation to keep it stimulated. So that way they don't have to relearn how to walk after they come out, because their brain was already like simulated walking and things like that. But the complexities of the everything else, like putting in all the information and making it as close to modern times as possible, just isn't in the processing power kind of deal or something similar, where they had to keep, it's kind of like you have a Super Nintendo and you only have 16 colors to work with because it can only handle 16 colors. So we're going to use the shit out of those 16 colors. Like this is
this can only handle teraflops of information
and 2015 level technology and graphics.
Okay. Because there's too much shit flying around in the future. It wouldn't be able to render all that or some shit.
Yeah, like I'll get more into that. I think I don't know if I'm gonna have.
I think Doc Brown would be able to fix that problem, but whatever.
Well, me and Doc Brown have some problems, and we'll get into that later.
No,
all right,
because he's kind of a psychopath. But yeah, so that's the main thing I've been doing this week. I've written exactly one page.
Yeah, but you know what?
But I have the idea, and I'm really excited about it.
If you ever want to spitball stuff, you tell me and Jelly.
Well, you guys are one of the best people if I'm going to do something sci-fi like this to spitball, because like just like the stuff you were doing right there was like, wouldn't it be easier for this or that? These are all things I have to take into consideration so I can fill those plot holes in with my writing.
Yeah.
Or just hope that people don't notice and just kind of scooch it on by. But
that's actually funny, that you bring this up, because a mutual friend of ours, Ben, right? Yeah. He I guess he used to write.
Oh yeah.
And him and someone else were going halfsies on a whole fantasy world. But I guess recently they've decided to rekindle this and start flushing out the backstory and characters and shit. And
that's cool as shit. I'll have to message him, because I would love to like spitball ideas with him as well.
Ben's a really smart guy. He's good. He are good at words. So
he are good at things.
Yeah, he are good at things. So man, that's pretty fucking cool.
That is.
I I didn't realize you were a writer. I know that you are very creative. You know,
I
you've
don't call
shown
myself
that.
a writer because I don't write often. And it's one of those things where there's been too many times where you go to like sexy parties and you're talking to people.
Sexy party.
Yes. Where you're talking to people and like, oh yeah, I'm a writer, whatever, and they haven't written shit. I just never wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't call myself a writer until I have like a catalog of things that I can be like, yeah, I'm a writer because I wrote all this. Look at it. I'm not just a dick.
Well, I mean, before you're a writer, you can categorize yourself as a thinker. You know, you were like, yeah, I'm a thinker. I like totally
I'm a
think about
revolutionary
writing.
thinker. I just,
I
the
don't.
the statue, the thinker.
Aspiring.
I don't write because my ideas cannot be contained.
Yeah, writing is just it puts a box around them, and I'm more freeform.
Yeah.
I'm
You
more
got to
free.
watch the video, folks, to get the real fucking reaction from Bryce just there because he had the hands up, the neck wobble. It was
Yeah, I get a little expressive when I get
It's
into
it was
character.
good
magnificent.
shit. Definitely fucking check out YouTube. Eventually Twitch,
It's an
hopefully, if Bryce
amazing
ever gets some
website.
shit going.
You'll never understand. It's just YouTube's great. You should check it
Nah,
out.
it's only okay, but the PB the letter NJ podcast YouTube channel
It's the best
is
part of the
really where
internet.
it's fucking at.
the
It's the best part of
best.
the internet. It is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about because Jordan said he was tired. And
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it's not from all day long, just having an orgy. So what's got you so tired that you
What if he said
borderline
he
put
had an
some
all day
fish?
long orgy?
Then I'd be incredibly jealous and also wonder
Yeah,
where the
I've-
invite was. Um
Yeah,
You,
true.
Basic bitches had to work, so no invite for you.
Look, bro, I don't think you understand. If there's 2 minutes in between calls, I'm available.
I know that's more than enough time for you.
Fucking telepresence and shit. He'll be there in VR. It'll be
Yes. I'll
for
show up
you.
and
It'll
I'll
just
have
be
different
Bryce.
characters for people,
It'll just be Bryce only on. It'll just be a picture of Bryce on your phone, just like in his chair with his headset on, like moving his arms around, like air humping and shit. But from Bryce's perspective, he's like,
I'm a
ripped.
sex god.
Yeah, sex god, gigantic dick. Like it doesn't make
I'm
any
basically
sense.
Thor from the Marvel universe, like the current cinematic universe. I'm
Okay.
that actor.
What's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I'm Chris Hemsworth with the hair and everything.
Oh, I mean,
Not the short hair, the long hair.
The long
That's
hair.
pretty
yeah,
much-
original.
you pretty much just got in every woman's pants. Pretty sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
If you guys want to see that, hit me up on VR. I am available.
I am available. Let's not talk about that. Jordan, tell me about your day before Bryce makes me puke.
So, woke up bright as fuck early this morning and actually drove out to St. Augustine.
Was it? Hold on. Was it bright as fuck or fuck early?
Bright as fuck early.
You know
like
what?
before the sun came out and shit.
All right.
Wait,
On my
right
day
as
off.
fuck before
that
the sun
noise.
came out. What?
Where am I right now?
These are really contradictory. Is this a simulation? Where's the top to spin?
He's like, it was so bright before the sun came out.
Yeah, bro. Like, I just knew it was coming, and my eyes already melted.
Exactly.
So what was it
The
like
lights
being
were
in
on
the
and shit.
oldest city?
Why'd you wake up early? You went to Augustine of the Saints, right?
Yes. Why we woke up early on a Saturday, my day off, that we had all day. I don't fucking know.
Well, what prompted you guys to do St. Augustine? Is there like an event? Do they have like a festival? Was it just like a hey,
No,
you know
just
what?
to-
Let's just fucking go to St. Augustine.
Just to go. Yeah.
That's cool.
They got
You
cool
walk around
little,
the,
like,
the
shops
castle?
and shit up there.
Yo, the shops up there, even though some of them are pretty tourist trappy, it's
Yeah.
really fucking cool. Plus,
I
there's
actually I
mine
have a
and
question
shit.
for you, Bright, or for Jordan. Did you go like walk around like downtown St. Augustine? Did you go to see the water, or did you go to see the castle?
Yeah,
What?
the fort and the
Yeah,
oldest
we-
schoolhouse and all that.
We went to walk around the downtown and do the shopping and shit. The fort and everything down there, that main area, that's actually shut down right now.
What? Really?
Really? Why?
Is
Because
it
of the
hurricane
government
damage?
shutdown.
Huh?
Oh, the government
Government
shutdown.
shutdown.
That's right, because
It's
that's
a state
all.
park.
That's a state park.
Oh,
That's really
yeah.
shitty.
I would have just walked in anyway. There's not like people guard it very well.
No,
There's
they
like
have a
one guy in a
drawbridge.
little shitty wooden.
They have a
Fucking-
drawbridge. It's shut.
Yeah, no, they
Okay, now hold on.
lift the
Listen.
moat.
You just walk around the other side, right? And there's like a wall, and you just jump down the wall, and then you walk. I
You
only
just
know
spider
this
climb
from
along the wall?
possible experience. No. If
Oh,
you
okay.
keep walking around the moat area, well, that used to be the moat, you can just get in the other side. You just walk around the fort. Like, what's the worst that could have happened? Like, for real?
Jail time.
I don't think
The
so.
jail inside that fort is pretty fucking daunting, so I don't want to go in there.
Okay.
You can go in there. I don't want to go in there.
You know what? I would love it if they actually still use the jail.
That
Like
would
if
be
they
cool.
actually were like drunken tourists, like all the tourists who fucking, are drunk in public, just walking around like and puking on the little kids who go for the field
See-
trip. Just throw them into the fort jail, and you're like, you get the real experience.
The
You're in
real
the
experience, hold on. The real fucking experience of St. Augustine is one of two things, okay? You go during the day, you sweat your balls off, you walk around the fort. The fort's really cool,
It is
but
The
it's
cannons are cool.
still, yeah, they light those fucking cannons. It's like kadoosh. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool.
However, there's the second viewing, which is if you go at night, there's a club directly across the street.
Really?
Many drunk people. So many drunk people.
No
Me
name.
and my cousin went, and we went at night because we wanted to do the ghost tour thing,
Yeah.
right? But so we were walking around in the moat area. I mean, it was, I guess, technically closed, but I was walking all through the fort. But there was
Unless Tom's
definitely
listening and he didn't do it, officer. Stand down.
yeah, no, I was there.
I think we're forever all over everything.
There was definitely a bunch of kids, like either max high school, like graduated, or like just this
Like, just started
year,
college,
or young college, definitely banging it out on the cannons.
You know what? That's on my bucket list now.
I would. I mean, that's
1
not even a
million,
bad idea.
like, come on,
there was a
party.
lot of people there though, like drunk as fuck, tripping and shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
fucking, it was pretty cool. We did do the scary
Look, don't
ghost thing
touch.
though, but there was no scary ghost, in case you're curious.
Look, don't
So
touch.
anyway, so you went to go shopping? You went all the fucking way to St. Augustine to go shopping?
Yeah,
window
there's
shopping.
certain shops over there that she likes to go and visit, but we also went up there for the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum.
Isn't there one literally in Orlando?
Yeah, but this was the original.
Yeah, this is the OG, and
Badass
it's different. They have different exhibits and stuff.
Oh, okay.
One's
I
super cool,
thought they
and
were the
we-
same. I don't know.
They also at that Ripley's museum up there have a red train like tour that drives you all through St. Augustine, and
Mm-hmm.
it's guided. They tell you all the history of that.
Don't
So
they
we
have
did
like
that
a
for the
live
first
show
time today.
too
It's
at
fucking
the St.
awesome.
Augustine one?
The what?
Don't they have like a live show at the St. Augustine one too? To where they
What do you
like,
mean, like a live show?
well, like where they'll get like rotating, like they rotate out certain exhibits and they'll have like loudspeakers, and then they'll pull out the exhibits, and you're like standing outside, and they're like, "There's this one," and then they'll like talk about it.
Not anytime I've been there. That was like my third
To
or
be
fourth
fair,
time.
when I saw this, I was in 5th grade. So it's been a long time.
Is that the last time you've been to St. Augustine, dude? Is when you were a kid? All
Yeah.
kids in Florida go to St. Augustine.
Yeah, that's
It's just
the
something we do.
guaranteed field trip. It's usually like the end of your elementary
That's not
school.
true.
You're going to be a middle schooler.
What do you mean that's not true?
I
You
didn't
go
go
to St.
on.
Augustine?
I went on 0 field trips when I was in school. In
Well,
Florida.
you
Well, it's
obviously
not our
grew up
fault.
poor. I don't know.
That you were a ghetto kid.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sorry.
That's not true.
I'm-
Fuck you guys.
I'm very sorry to hear about your childhood. Such things as didn't watch Goonies when you were a kid already kind of hurt my heart, you know.
Whatever. You bitch.
And then to fucking find out, have you ever seen? How about Sandlot? Have you seen
Yeah,
Sandlot?
Sandlot's the next one I was going to ask.
Oh,
about.
of course, everybody's seen fucking
Oh,
Sandlot. I
of
love
course.
Sandlot.
Oh,
Not
of course.
They're equal in the childhood must
No.
watch.
Absolutely not.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Absolutely not.
I will fight you IRL, bruh. 1v1,
So-
you scrub lord. Let's go.
Scrub Lord,
FD phony, bitch.
FT
Bring it on,
guys. Tone it down.
No.
He just
Okay.
said Goonies wasn't on the same must-watch list as fucking Sandlot. He's wrong.
Whatever.
If
What
you're
were we
watching
talking
the,
about?
if
Oh,
you're
St.
listening to the
Augustine.
podcast, I just knowed him like really big.
All I gotta say is you're gonna be wrong forever. Piece of shit.
Forever.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Dork.
Yeah. So, did you attempt to put your kid in a cannon?
Did you fuck on the cannon?
Did you fuck on the cannon? Did you fuck the cannon?
No, again, the fort was closed.
Oh,
I didn't get to go in
We were
there.
just making sure that your story was straight. So if the cops ask you why you have some DNA evidence on the cannon,
I know.
listen,
You
some of
just-
those cannonballs
fort
that those
was
things used to
closed.
shoot,
yeah,
like a lot of people think cannonballs are these gigantic balls. Most of them are like baseball sized
yeah,
ish.
they're like fist size.
right? Yeah. So I mean, like you could essentially fuck a cannon.
I mean, there's actually a fetish for that. Same with cars
Fucking
and exhaust.
weird, but
ports
yeah.
on
That's
cars.
really interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
We should have a whole segment about weird fetishes.
I could
We
scrounge
could,
some up for you.
that would be very interesting.
I can
like
go
it.
into great detail and educate all of our listeners about vor. That's a fun thing.
I don't think I want to know.
Hey, everyone who's listening, just Google vor. Not at work.
I'm not going to.
and, you should. It's healthy.
Hold on,
It's really healthy
incognito
to
mode.
Experience it. Yeah, you go in incognito mode.
Always
wife
going
sees, she'll have a
incognito
lot of
mode. What's wrong with
questions.
you? Hey, you know what's funny? Incognito mode, not only great for porn, also good for if you're shopping different like travel sites.
Yes.
Do it in incognito mode because it prevents cookies from being saved to whatever device you're using, so they can't track what you're doing and like looking for. You don't want them to know because it
want
can
all the
increase
cookies.
prices.
It does. It's stupid.
I want all the
Mhm.
cookies.
I actually there's a really good Facebook page that I follow. It's I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'll
I'm gonna hit
post
my
up a
douche
Facebook.
flute.
I'll post up a link to it on the PBnJ Facebook page. So follow it if you want really good air deals because they actually do all they do all day for this Facebook page is look for like mistakes or like cheap airfare or anything that weird happens and they'll just post up, hey, from Arizona to here it's like $58 round trip.
You know what? We'll get back to St. Augustine in a second. I have a question. Somebody, and I don't remember what it's called. Somebody told me about this fucking thing one time where you can like sign up to just hop on like the open seats, you know, like on
I've heard
different
about that too.
airlines, and it's really fucking cheap, and you can only carry like a carry-on bag.
Yeah.
I've heard about
Have you
that
ever heard
too,
of
and I
this?
can't remember
I've
what
heard
it's
of it,
called.
but I don't know. I never found out how to do it.
Yeah,
Because there was someone I know who basically they were planning out a trip in Europe where they were doing like the backpacking thing, but they were like, I
Mhm.
don't want to actually do the full backpacking experience where I'm like hitchhiking and shit because I saw Hostel, not trying to get torture porn to death. And I was like,
That's
good
funny.
decision. So he basically made it to where he would just hop on the open seats, like you were saying, with just his carry-on. He packed very minimally. Like for backpacking, he didn't have the giant backpack. I was like, why are you calling it backpacking? This is just traveling.
You should call this urban shoulder bagging.
Ooh. You know what?
Good name. Good name.
Hashtag urban shoulder bagging. It's backpacking for the modern man. All you need is your electronics and like 2 pairs of
You know what? Urban shoulder bagging is in the top list right now for name of the show.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, I just think that's really fucking interesting, and I was wondering if you guys have ever heard about it. If anybody who does know about this, let me know. I know that you can't do it with like families. I know there's a whole fucking smartphone app for it. Like you could just literally be in the airport, open the app, and wait
Like
for one of them to come.
or seat to anywhere, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to Jamaica?" And you're like,
Now, unless it's mad cheap, like really cheap, not worth it to me. Not fucking worth it.
Oh, well, that's the whole thing. That's the point of it. Is their last second? We've got 5 seats available that we haven't filled. No one's going to fill them within the hour before the flight takes off. Let's post up on this app and see if we can get any takers. And they knock them down like 50 to 75% off for the ticket. Like it's insanely cheap, but it's usually like a one-way deal where you get the one-way ticket to that destination. So you have
you can get to a place. Sometimes you have to plan out, okay, well, I could take one to here, to here, to here, to here. Like you have to make your own fucking connecting flights and shit. Because you're not really on a ticket. You're just hopping, you're just sitting in a seat for the ride to the next airport. If
Essentially,
you,
yeah.
if
Oh,
there's
yeah, that's
multiple
true.
connections, like if you're going somewhere, that's so. Anyway, back to St. Augustine. I didn't mean to not that I did it. We all fucking don't know how to stay on topic.
What's that?
What the fuck's the topic? So, anyway, so what did you? So you walked around the shops. I like downtown.
Yeah. It's
St.
super cool.
Augustine. It is. Have you ever went there for the Christmas light thing?
No, and that's actually still going on. We were debating whether
Really?
we wanted to stay. It's going through the end of this month.
That is hilarious.
But my son would not stay awake for that long.
Well, also, if you stayed, we would have went there to punch you right in your face.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't.
Just so you're fucking aware.
Definitely still wouldn't be home right now. So yeah,
did you
no.
buy anything? I mean, like, tell us about it. It. Honestly, the way that you're presenting St. Augustine sounds like it was really, really boring. And you weren't impressed.
I love it though. Like that's not even close to the first time that I've went. I've went several times and it's really cool. The best thing, I've never done that red train tour from Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. And that was an absolute blast. That actually took me to places around downtown that I had never been.
Mm-hmm.
And incredibly informative. Like
what?
I know that there was a siege in 1702 at that castle. It was the British versus the Spanish. The majority of the British army was like 13, 14-year-old boys.
Yeah.
The majority of them, of course, died because they lost the siege.
Died.
Yeah.
And after the siege, the Spanish went and picked
Dude,
up.
can you believe that 100% of those young boys are dead today?
Rest in peace.
Oh, you're so stupid.
Continue. I'm sorry.
War never changes.
But I didn't know that the Spanish took the bodies of everybody that died and basically threw them in the moat, put the dirt on top of it.
Yeah, no, it's basically a mass grave.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's fucking cool.
So I wonder then how many bodies I desecrated as I was flicking my cigarette butt that I wasn't supposed to have down into the moat.
Probably.
Few hundred thousand.
Yeah, at least.
But I did know, like, so you know where you
You're
park,
probably cursed now.
Patrick? That main
the parking
like,
lot kind
garage?
of thing. Yeah.
I didn't know that, like, you know how right outside of it there's like an always sealed off graveyard?
Yeah.
That's only accessible once a month by the families, and everybody in that graveyard died in like the 1500s of yellow fever.
So
damn.
Okay.
Are you talking about the central graveyard? It's kind of like it's a couple blocks away from the fort.
Yeah.
So essentially, what you're
it's
telling
right next to the parking garage.
It's the most exclusive. It's like the secret clubs that like a speakeasy of the dead.
Pretty much, yeah.
That is.
And Henry Flagler is buried in a mausoleum right behind that college. Didn't know that either.
So if instead of the parking garage, if you keep driving, there is like an open parking lot. And that's where that bar is located.
I know what you're talking about. It's called No Name.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Really?
Man, that fucking place is popping at night. Seriously.
Dude, during the day, it's fucking popping.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's insane.
That's fucking nuts.
It's super cool. I want to go there. We didn't, not this time, but the last time I went, we ate at the Irish pub that's like 3 buildings down.
Mm-hmm.
Very delicious. I'd recommend it.
Appreciate that, I guess.
You're welcome.
I'm done. I just quit. I don't know. Where's my button? Where's the off button?
There is no off button, my guy.
I'm currently selling a microphone mic stand.
I'll quit the show.
I'm just kidding. I'm purely kidding. That sounds really cool.
Yeah,
you know
no, it was a lot of fun. It was really awesome.
So you talk about wanting to party, right? I had to deal with something this week. That
you tearing up?
No. Eyeball itch. I don't cry. Not a fucking gay.
Bullshit.
I'm just kidding. So my daughter's 13, 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
She went to a dance yesterday.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Oh,
I don't like
me
it at all.
neither.
You know, now granted, she had the longest dress of her. She went with girls. Like the 4 girls went together. She had the longest dress of them. I still would have preferred it longer, like dragging the ground. But you know, like knee height.
Suit of armor, you know.
hmm With two bodyguards.
Yes.
Oh Jesus.
With gigantic shotguns.
Yeah, axe,
Okay.
shotgun axes.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes you have to chop people.
Axes.
Yeah, you got to chop people's heads off sometimes.
Mhm.
So actually, little side note: Agents of Shield, one of the main characters, that's like his primary weapon, and
Shotgun axe.
is a shotgun axe.
Yeah, he's badass with it too.
He's fucking bad, exactly. And
Just
he's
saying. Saw
I
that guy
really
running
wanna watch
down the
Agents of
street.
Shield
Wouldn't
now.
fuck with him.
Fuck.
a little bit of my hero. So
What's his name,
anyway,
Mac?
yeah,
Mac,
Mac.
right?
Yeah, and you know what's funny about him being called Mac? He's about the size of a Mack truck.
He
So
is. Large black man.
anyway, Jordan likes large black men.
I do.
That
Confirmed.
couldn't have worked any better. Confirmed. But anyway, so she has on this dress. My little fucking baby girl looks like a girl, like an actual. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? You know.
Aw.
So then you know I
You're
didn't like.
the dad thing.
Yeah, I am. I don't like it. So
You'll get over it.
then you know, and she had this dress. It kind of like goes up around the neck, like so the back is kind of open or whatever. I was like, she needs to wear the cover up thingy.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
It's like a little tiny mini jacket, right?
Yeah.
So
anything
what
you
you
put her
mean, yeah.
into that she's just like, I don't care about, she'll put it on just to, shut you up. And then the moment she gets to the dance, funk.
well, there was one picture of her all sweet and cute looking, and then you know she has the thing on. Then there's a picture of her with her 3 friends. First of all, I have some observations. Where are the fucking dads? So, girl
What do you
1,
mean?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Right now, I
Oh,
want
boy.
everybody to keep in mind these are 13-year-old little kids. Okay, girl 1 had one of those dresses that's like fake midriff, right? So like it looks like it stops at one point and starts at another point. In the middle is like skin colored cloth,
Yeah,
right?
it's in fashion right now.
That's weird.
I'm not okay with it because it's too much like I'm trying to show you something, but I'm not old enough yet. I don't like that. I don't like it at
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
It's like it's
Um,
prepping them for the next couple years. I'm
And
not
then
okay with that.
the other 2 girls, they're like thigh high dresses,
Okay.
and I was not okay with this.
They're 13?
Yeah. So anyway, so
No.
then pure anxiety, right? I'm at work. Nothing I could do. Not like I'm there.
What the fuck's
Right.
gonna happen at a middle school dance, my guy? Like,
Bro.
You never know. You never know.
You've been
So
like-
I
anyway,
do know they have a billion chauffeurs or not chauffeurs, or what are they fucking chaperones all over the place, all saying,
I
"Hey,
went to a middle school
Doesn't matter.
dance. I went to a middle school dance in middle school, and I'm going to tell you that there was not one goddamn fucking chaperone there.
Yeah, that
we've
was
seen.
back in the gap before we had parents like you."
Maybe that's probably true. They were outside smoking cigarettes and pounding Bud Lights, and
Yeah.
we were. Well, I was standing inside. I was standing inside, like I don't know what to do, you know. And then, like, but
Just
the
like
guys
that.
the guys that knew what to do definitely had their hands down girl pants, like all over the place.
Okay.
So you can understand my anxiety, okay?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So then,
Why
and then my
not?
wife is, chatting on Facebook.
The
And
Facebook.
everyone's like, "Oh, they look so cute." And she says, "Yeah, they definitely had fun. They all girls went in with their hair down and came out with their hair up." I'm like, no, this is not okay.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. That's
So-
not even my daughter. I don't like this.
So I experienced extreme anxiety this week, guys,
Okay.
and I don't really know how to handle it.
Well, first of all, I'm
Punch
just
a
going to
wall.
start this off by saying your feelings are valid and you're okay to feel them, okay? But Jesus Christ, dude.
I already burned the
Relax
dress.
a little bit.
I burned it.
You need to relax a little bit. Because I'm sorry. Fashions of the day have changed. Just like back in the Gap, it was super scary for a chick to fucking wear like knee-high dresses and fucking like in the grunge phase with like the ripped holes and shit. Parents were freaking out over that. Like the fashions are always going to freak you out because it's not what you had then. Plus, you're
Oh no. The fashion I don't care about.
no. But it
usually-
ties into this scenario, which is what's considered the norm and what's considered like excessive or like over the top
Mhm.
changes with the times. And it's one of
Well-
those things where for you see that and you're like, this is really like the people who wear that are like the chicks at the bar, right? But now that's just normal clothes. It's no longer I'm trying to get a man at the bar. It's now I'm going to wear this because I look cute in it.
Doesn't make it any better.
No,
Well,
yeah,
for
definitely
you
doesn't.
maybe. For you maybe. For me, it's just and granted, this is fully the opinion of someone who doesn't have kids. So you know, I know everything about this.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that. But for me, it's one of those things where I think society as a whole needs to do their best to try and just chill the fuck out with shit like this. Like they can it's similar to the idea of the whole spaghetti strap shirts are a distraction for boys in the school kind of deal.
See, okay. You know what's funny is
Mhm.
things like spaghetti strap shirts, I don't actually have a problem
Yeah,
with.
that's
I don't have a problem with
But
with
you wanted to force her
skirts.
to wear the fucking
No, because the whole back was open. So look.
like when
me
you
show
say
you.
the whole back, like how far down the back?
It comes up like this to a little
Okay.
thing around the circle, and then her
Mhm.
whole back to her like mid back was all open.
Okay.
It's a lot of skin for a 13-year-old kid.
Skin that shouldn't be sexualized to begin with.
No, but
But
it's
it is.
not sexualized, but it is. So like for example, it's not the oh, this is only for older girls kind of thing, right? It's the I bug out about my 13-year-old little baby dressing, you know, because now she's getting older, right? I will say though, you know, that, and obviously I can't share it with you because you know, there's other people's kids in this picture. However, these other girls' dresses were way too fucking short, Bryce.
All right. Fair enough.
To be honest, you know, I'm not saying like it had to be to their knee or lower, right?
Okay.
I'm talking like don't bend over to pick your purse up.
I don't know.
You feel me? Yeah, at 13,
I
you
get
shouldn't be able to bend over and show your fucking cooch out the back of your dress. That's
I mean, no, I agree.
Nah.
But if it's that small, that's a bit excessive for a school function. That is a bit excessive for that. I will agree on that. Because I'm sorry, if you're gonna be, you know, twerking on the dance
Stop
floor,
it.
you need
What
to
the
be
fuck?
able to. You need to be able to.
Why are you
not
doing
show
this?
off the goods? So
why the
come on, how do you think they dance nowadays, Patrick?
what are you doing?
The whole booty popping and shit.
Yeah,
You know what? We're going to break.
you know,
We
Bands
need to
Maker
take a break.
Dance came on,
Bands
and
Maker
like
Dance.
We're gonna take a
polls
break.
went down in the gymnasium.
I
And
hate
they
you.
got it.
Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, super bass. Maybe all about that bass.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Listen, we're about to take a break. When we come back from this
just
break,
Patrick, because
I already murdered them. This is on a 10-second delay. I'm very fast. No. Actually, it's
He's
it's
very
break time
fast.
anyway. When we come back, I do
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about how I attempted to be a handyman this week and didn't exactly work out.
I love the word attempted in that. That
Yeah,
shows
well, because
promise.
I'm
important.
kind of
It's
handy. I do things, but I tried to be lazy. We'll talk about it. And then Bryce, I believe, has a super nifty surprise to close us out with. There's some other shit we were
It's
going
not
to
really a
talk about.
surprise. We said we were going to do it last week.
No, but they don't really know. People don't listen from episode to episode. Calm down.
You're right. You're right.
Although I did show them Doc Brown more than one time.
And I did say I had a bone to pick with him, so
And you did see it about
use your contact clues.
I have a hoverboard, everybody. Look how fucking cool I am.
Nice.
Anyway. So
I wanna
let's go
go
take a
free.
break. We'll be back. Smoochy boochy.
One of us will. The others will be dead.
Break at 44 minutes.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-da. I'm kind of concerned about my sound now because my line is looking small. I don't know.
You sound fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, to you.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just,
fine.
I
I can
just don't know.
I can boost it. It's no.
Yeah, Jordy LaForge can
You
boost
are
it.
the magical engineer of sound of this business. You right. You right. I'm worrying too much.
Wink, wink.
Hey. I might just name my female main character Jordan because that is a unisex name. So just because you asked for it, I will. Originally, I was going to name her Grace just because that was the name that I came up with, but that is not set in stone.
I would be
And then you
so
should have
honored.
named the main guy character Will, and then seen if you got sued.
For the simulation-based Will and Grace.
Yeah. What'd be funnier is if their simulation was Will and Grace, like the TV show.
Oh my god! And then they come out and it's just like, I'm not gay, and they're like, no, you're not. And he's just like, but I. Why did I choose that? We're not really sure. Maybe you just wanted to try it. Dude, don't ask
No,
us why you
what it would
chose what you
be, what it would be,
chose.
it'd be like, why did you make me gay? And
Yeah.
they'd be like, no, actually, what happens
there's a
is
customization panel in the beginning that you choose all the options for, and he's like, I wouldn't have chosen that. And they're like, yeah, it's fingerprint. Like your
yeah,
blood.
no. Somebody must have done it. We have video.
Yeah, we have. Here's the video hologram of you, and it's just a hologram of you saying, yes, I'd like to be gay in the simulation.
And for some reason, you went into the simulation completely naked, said it was needed to be done this way.
And we specifically stated that we would prefer you to wear your thermal suit because it is, but you said, no, you prefer to let them breathe.
I think those were your exact words.
That's the quote. Bring up the hologram. I need to let them breathe. Yeah, we were right. Okay. So thank you for using airspace.
If you're here with us for the video, this is the part where anybody listening to just our audio version doesn't get to hear this retarded shit.
Yeah, this is the special behind the scenes action that all of you know and love. And then dead silence for the rest of it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I'm doing something.
Well, yeah. I'm doing.
Are we gonna skid it up tonight?
What do you think, Jordan?
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Your input is so insightful.
Gonna need a strong opinion on this, Jordan. So, if we were to skip, Jordan, what kind of skit would you think you would be willing to do?
A skitty kind.
So, Skitty the Pokemon?
Yes.
All right, so I want you to give me the pitch. What is the Skitty skit?
It's the skit that we're all skitty and we just run around acting like skitty. And we say skitty.
I'm sure that'd be adorable. Not sure how that's going to, work for an audio only segment of the show where we do a break.
Doesn't have to. When does anything we do work?
I do work.
Cake,
I'm already making our
cake. Sorry. I thought we were doing a thing.
You're not wrong. We were doing a thing, but how do I want to do this? Cut their feet off?
Whoa, whose feet are you cutting off?
None of your business.
So very nice.
I'm doing a thing right now. I'm working on an image already.
Patrick, what was the name that you came up with earlier?
Urban shoulder bag.
Urban shoulder bag. That's what I thought. Okay.
And I'm currently
urban shoulder bagging.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm already making the image. I've got a picture of Doc Brown, and I'm going to put a shoulder bag on him, and I'm going to put us in it as well.
But what if we want to change the name?
Well, fine. Then I'll stop making the image, you bitch. Do you want to change the name? We can change the name.
No. I'm good with this one.
You just wanted to fuck with me? Oh, all I am to you, just someone to fuck with. No, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. Whatever, really. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine. Son of a bitch. I'm perfectly okay with everything that's going on in my life. I don't cry daily. What? Wait, am I supposed to do like this? I don't remember how this fucking tool works. It drives me nuts.
You're a tool.
Well, first you have to rub it.
Probably true. There we go. All right, I got it.
Yeah, rubbing it worked.
Oh,
Probably. Okay. Open.
I'm gonna go ahead and check the statistics.
Check the statistics, bro. We international now. Yeah. This is an over-the-shoulder ensemble.
Boulder holder.
Ching chang walla walla bing bang, bitch. I think both Doc and Marty are gonna have this this bag. And I'll just mirror it for their shoulders. And then we'll just be like surrounding them. Okay. One. Can I make it smaller? Oh, fuck. What is going on here? Bruv. What is going on, bro?
Ah, bruv.
Oh, and then I can just do one of these, right? I can make
So
it
when
smaller.
somebody downloads an episode on Podbean,
Mhm.
we can see the browser they used,
That's creepy.
really?
their IP address.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why'd your camera off?
Reasons.
Gay. Let me look.
We haven't had many downloads this last week.
We've been busy, bruv.
Episode 21's called Leave It In. I know what it's referring to, but
I don't remember. I'm proud of us, though.
well, it's because we say, hey, I'm back. It's because we talk about cutting out stuff, and we never do.
Yeah.
How do you look at? Oh, never mind.
You got to go to the statistics.
Check the statistics, bro.
So, I don't really have anything for a skit, unless you guys wanted to do like a stick to the backpacking theme, and we can even bring it further. Like, me or Bryce could be like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go backpacking," and then you'll be like, "Where's your
You have your
backpack?"
urban shoulder bag.
And I'll be like, "No, I'm not. I decided I'm not gonna bring a backpack backpacking." And then you guys could just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Mhm.
Right? And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring this bag," and then that's when one of you will come up with the name of urban shoulder bagging or whatever.
Mhm.
And then we'll be like, "Oh, that's so great." And then I'll be like, "Yeah." And then I'll be like, "I also decided I'm not going to go with the whole actual backpacking part. I'm just going to fly to different places." And then you guys can like point out the fact that that's not backpacking. You're bringing a small bag, flying places. You're essentially just touring. You're a tourist.
You're a tourist.
What do you think?
I think occasionally.
Not what I meant.
Not what you meant? Okay. Well,
Can you say that again? Because I was paying attention to my dog. Just being a royal pain in my ass tonight.
The whole thing?
Yes.
I mean, I said a lot of things though.
Cliff's Notes version, please.
My brain doesn't work in Cliff Notes, Jordan.
Jordan, you're really asking a lot tonight. I need you to calm down.
So I think it would be funny to do a little skit based on the whole old urban shoulder bagging thing.
Mhm.
Right? And I think actually it would be funny for Bryce to be the backpacker.
Like I'm the one who's just like, so guys, really excited, trip to Europe. Gonna do
You're gonna go.
backpacking.
Yeah, you're gonna do backpacking, and then Jordan or me will ask. Jordan can ask like, you, where's your backpack? You know,
What do you mean?
um, you you don't have a backpack.
I got it right here.
Right. And then once we get through that part of it, like calling you an urban shoulder bag and that you're bringing a tiny bag with you, then you can know you could bring up be something along the lines of like, and I decided I'm just not down with all of the hitchhiking and shit. I'm just going to fly places.
Yeah.
Right. And then we'll make fun of that. And then we'll just end it with you being like, fuck you guys. And
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
I think it's funny that if you're happen to watch this YouTube video, you see the fucking movie magic.
We are 100% movie magic.
You mind repeating that one more time?
Yeah, one more time for me too. I just didn't get it. Patrick's gonna murder us. Start with him.
I didn't really leave. I just turned off my camera.
We could hear you the whole time.
No, you couldn't. I turned my fucking microphone off.
No, we were there.
Oh, that's creepy as fuck. One day I feel like I'm gonna look out my window, Bryce, and there you're gonna be.
I'm already there. Wait, why is this saving as a WEP? Do I really have to fucking view the image? It's a file type. It's a stupid ass file type, and it doesn't give me the option to save it as anything else.
What does it open in?
Browser.
That's stupid. What are you trying to save it as? What is it? Is it an image or something?
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can change it into a JPEG. Hold on.
Did you name it .png?
I didn't.
That's probably the problem, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, I can't use this bag because apparently it's in stupid. Oh, you know what it is? It's because it was fucking uploaded and this is so stupid. Fuck, now I have to find another bag.
What a web.
Can't you just like snip the picture instead of downloading it?
I guess. It probably would find resolution, but it's not like we're known.
It doesn't have to be high res.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'll do a snippity snap.
You have a big ass fucking monitor. Just make it as big as you can before you snip it.
Thank you. You are God amongst men. I'm new, and then
Don't lie.
I'm not lying. That's really rude of you to assume.
You guys want to flex our acting muscles real quick?
I'm already flexing. All right, I gotta turn off my my oven.
Okay, that's weird.
You're gonna have to tell me when in your audio this stuff starts, because I'm not recording anymore.
Maybe I should stop recording and then record and like save it and record a second track.
You shouldn't even have to do all that. I don't know how Audacity works. I haven't used it in forever. But can't you like stop recording, move forward a few bars, and then start recording again on that same track?
I don't know how to make it record on the same track. It'll make a new one, which I can export it as one thing.
Oh, as long as it exports as one.
But it doesn't. But it'll start recording, I think, from the very beginning. So I'd have to wait 60 fucking minutes for it to get.
Well, then never mind. I'll do that.
I'm like, okay, I'm recording, and now we're at phase waiting. Hey, look, everybody! There's Jordan's douchey dog.
Yeah, piece of shit.
It is me.
It's cute. You love it.
No.
Yeah, the fuck you do.
No.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about. What are we talking about?
All the dicks.
Goofy.
I am down for that conversation.
Goofy.
That's cute.
Slay Queen Slay.
Yeah.
So for today,
I'll do my Bitmoji. Yeah.
you guys need to make a suit out of boa feathers. Yeah.
All right, let's do a minute and a half. This is at an hour, Jordan, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, but oh, for the timestamp. Gotcha.
You should be at about an hour too, right, Bryce?
Yeah.
All right, just let me know when we're gonna start. Start doing. You're gonna have to point again.
Well, we're doing the
Why?
skit.
Yeah, for the skit.
Okay, so we're gonna point for the skit. Okay, just to be safe. All right, are we ready for the finger bang of your life?
Do the finger bang.
Finger bang. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Go.
Hey guys, so I was
up, dude?
thinking. All right. You know, I
When
had a
you
little
think it
extra
gets
money.
scary.
I don't like this.
Fuck you, all right?
already.
I had a little extra money. All right.
In
and,
air quotes, because we all know you're loaded, but whatever.
You're the secret rich one, all right? Now stop interrupting me. I'm really excited about this news. I've
Sorry.
decided I'm going to take a trip to Europe. I'm going to go backpacking.
Where's
Um,
your backpack?
yeah, you don't have a backpack.
Yeah, dude. It's right here.
That's where?
I don't see
On my
a
shoulder?
backpack.
Hello? Right
That's not a
fucking here.
backpack, dude. Backpacks have two things.
Look, all right. It's modern day, modern times. I decided to update backpacking. Like backpacking's
Jordan.
been the same since the 70s. It's time for
What do you
urban
think?
shoulder bagging.
Whoa. Urban shoulder bagging.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be changing the way this goes.
Okay.
Because one of the things I realized is I don't like walking or hitchhiking or basically
But
anything.
hold on, isn't that like a big staple in the
Of
backpacking
1970s?
experience?
That's
of
what it is.
1970s backpacking? Yeah, modern age. I'm going to put myself on a flight whenever I want to go somewhere using an app on my cellular device, and I'm just going to travel that way, and then I'll just walk around with my urban shoulder bag.
So you're essentially just touring. You're touristing.
No.
That's touristing. You're
No,
touristing.
no. I don't think you guys understand it, and that's okay. You know, it's whatever.
Well,
It's
hold
a new
on.
idea.
Hold on.
I am a trendsetter.
Lay the idea down, like the short version, one more time.
Okay, short version. I have my urban shoulder bag right here.
Not a backpack, okay?
That is going to be my travel backpack. And then, rather than doing the hitchhiking thing, walking around, getting sweaty, I'm going to be a vagabond of the air. All right. And I'm going to hitch rides onto the airplanes using this app that fills in seats.
Yeah, that's definitely not backpacking.
That's not
You're
backpacking
just
at all.
visiting
No,
places.
that's-
You're
can still
visiting
understand-
places.
You guys are older, and I understand.
You're traveling.
You're stuck in the 1970s. Welcome to 2020. All right, I'm in the.
You're a
future.
fucking. You know what? You're just being a tourist.
It's vacationing, bro.
You know what? Fuck both of you. I'm gonna have a great time, and you're not invited now. I was gonna have you guys come on. I had shoulder bags for you, but you know what? Fuck you.
Count me out.
Yeah, I don't. Can I keep the shoulder bag though?
No.
Okay.
Shoulder bag is for backpacking only. These are specifically designed for it. You see this slot? That's for water.
It's not a
bottles.
backpack.
That's for water bottles.
You're not back.
You can carry a water bottle. Congratulations.
All right, fuck you guys. I'm out.
Hour 4.
Okay.
That was funny. We're funny. I did. Okay. We should count back in. We should come back.
Your face should count back in.
1 second.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're just gonna lay a format down real quick. Did you have anything else to talk about, Jordan?
Anything at all?
Well, he covered half of the first thingy,
He
pretty
did.
much,
He,
right?
you know, he did. I'll give full.
Yeah. Give me credit, C's.
props.
No, you got credits, brother. It was funny.
We gave you the credit, C's. Don't.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
And you know what? You going to St. Augustine brought up lots of cannon bang talk, so we're in.
Yeah, I'm down for the cannon bang talk.
Yeah. I can save the handyman stuff. Yeah, I think actually when we come back, I think that Bryce will bring us back since it's your episode this week. I will interrupt you with my handyman stuff. Just a quick mini story. And then once that's getting old, Jordan can push the direction to you for Back to the Future. And then we'll close out on that. That should give us a solid like 30 minutes.
I would say so.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right, so I am ready to bring us back.
You know what's funny? I just realized is that for at least the last 20 minutes or more, I've had the video only focused on Jordan. That's funny. Okay.
Like you used to.
It's because I'm so
Okay.
sexy.
Let's do it.
Oh, because you're sexy. You're right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finger bang us again. That's twice in one night. Double reload. Three,
Two,
one, go.
Go.
Welcome back from what I have to say was a great break for all of the folks watching us live, and was a normal break for all you regular folks.
You know what I call? I call what happened to me the other night the almost great break. Oh, that's only funny to me because I haven't explained it yet. So,
all right, well, get explaining, monkey.
You know, I honestly, if one of you guys ever needs certain kinds of things done, it's certain things you can ask me, right?
Yeah, about my car
I know
and
like house stuff. I know like car stuff. I had the luck of like my uncle teaching me about cars and my brother-in-law, well, ex-brother-in-law, or I guess he's just Mike now. I don't know. Teaching me, like tile and drywall and plumbing and all this shit, right?
Okay.
So, I fancy myself a capable, almost handyman, fat dad, right?
Okay.
So I had to hang like small stuff in the house, and I was in Target, and I was like, oh my God, this Velcro says it can hold 30 pounds. I'm like, wow, 30-pound Velcro?
No.
So listen. So I hung like a little like plate kind of or a little thing with it. Like it says like family on it. It's like a little piece of wood. And it's like crazy Velcro. Like seriously, when you put it up, it's sticky sided tape on both sides, right? And when you push the Velcro on in, it like snaps. I can't snap. There you go.
That was a bitch snap.
It was. Fuck you. So
amazing. Sorry, I just discovered life. Keep going.
Okay. So anyway, I got carried away with the Velcro. Okay. There's a couple other things I had to hang, like a clothes hanger thing, right? It's like a nifty thing my buddy Chris made us out of wood. It's kind of heavy. Now, I didn't just use the Velcro. I also shot some screws into that, because it's going to have a bunch of stuff hanging on it.
Right.
So we also have this big ass fucking picture, right? And it's big too. It's like bigger than my TV that I'm in front of right now, right? And it goes over the television on the wall.
Okay.
So I'm like, fuck trying to find some studs and trying to center this picture and whatnot. I'm just Velcro to the wall. Needless to say, if each strip is supposed to be able to hold 30 pounds, the Velcro, right? The Velcro that's the part that holds 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
However, you know where it can also be faulty if, let's say, for example, you kind of like lazy guy hold it up there for a minute and the sticky sided tape doesn't actually hold.
Oh my God. Properly secured.
So it was there and it looked really pretty, right?
Right.
So we lay down and go to bed. I'm like laying there watching television.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, can you guess what happened?
Kadunk.
Oh my God, it was the loudest ever, man. And it was like
coming.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Someone broke in.
Yes.
You grabbed the stereotypical baseball bat. Honey, go check it out. I've got the
No, I made my wife go check. No, I was just kidding. No. I just like sat straight up, and then my wife, quiet as fuck, after she said what the fuck, was like, I bet the picture fell. And I'm like, you don't trust that the fucking Velcro tape,
30-pound Velcro tape could
right?
handle it.
I fucking walk in the living room. Sure, the fuck enough. Not only did it fall, but as
Mhm.
it fell, it almost pushed my fucking new TV over. It
Good
was
job. Good
the
job.
TV was like half an inch. If it would have nudged a tiny bit more, over would have went the television.
Yeah.
Right. That would have fucking smashed easy.
Great job.
It did, however, knock out all of the cables behind behind the fucking stand, right? So I'm like, oh man. And I'm looking at the wall. I'm like, where's the other side of the Velcro? I put 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces up, okay? One on the bottom, 2 on the top, and 1 on each side. I figured this is gonna be fucking more than enough to hold a picture.
Right.
It didn't stick to the fucking wall. That's actually what happened.
The tape.
The fucking tape. The picture just fucking didn't. I was like, oh,
But you
damn
didn't
it.
secure it enough.
And then I felt like I failed. I was like,
I mean,
man,
you're
I failed.
being in as a handyman.
If this was a city, I would have failed this city.
I failed the city.
You know?
You've been had.
Pasta.
They got you, dude.
What did?
The Velcro company.
I'm telling you, like seriously, and then I started questioning everything else I used it on. Right? Seriously. So then I noticed that it fell that way. And the more I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I probably should have like got up on a ladder, let's be honest, a chair, and pushed pressure on it for a long time.
Yeah, I would say
But I
that
was
the
like,
is probably the most
I put it
accurate.
up there. I stick the tape on the back of it. I'm like holding it. It's kind of high up, so I can't fucking reach the top of the of the painting where it is. So like it's just me holding like the lower third, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I pressed it, a little bit.
Oh, I mean, if you pressed it,
Really, I should have got up there and like,
really, it's their fault.
but so then I walked around to the other 3 things that I used it on and like yanked on them. Thankfully, they were there, but they're much lighter, I guess, than the paintings. Heavier than it looks. I don't fucking know. Moral of the story is, when your wife says, "Are you sure that's gonna work?" Just say yes and try anyway. Fuck that shit. You get lucky about 50% of the time.
True.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna give full props for that. I'm gonna say that you know what, you're right. 50% is pretty good odds.
You get a C for effort.
Yeah.
I get a C for effort.
Yeah.
C for effort.
You almost trashed your new TV though. That's why I docked you 2 letter grades.
Oh
Yeah. Well, honestly, though, I did. I felt like an ass. I was like, what the fuck, man? This should have worked. I was so sure it was going to fucking work, too. I was angry. You don't even know. So then, like I said, then I had to do the ceremonial look at my wife, who now has walked out into the living room, right?
She knows JPEG.
Yeah, she knows it in my head. That's what she knows now, JPEG.
Mm-hmm.
No, in my head, it was a move. But I'm like, well, it looks like, I start to try to like, make up for it. I'm like, it looks like the fucking tape didn't stick to the wall. Maybe we should have like cleaned the wall there or whatever. And she's like, I don't know. I think that it just didn't work. I was like, oh.
I think this thing that you watched just not good.
How much did you pay for that?
The tape?
Yeah.
It was cheap. It was in Target.
Cheap.
Did it come with a lot?
Yeah. Like 3 rows of it. Yeah. I still have some left. Why? You need to hang something?
Absolutely not. Not with
I'll
that.
come hang it for you. We just got to make sure to clean the wall and hold the tape to the wall like kind of hard till it dries.
It was the dirt on the wall. Because dirt doesn't hold to stick.
The problem is that like my house doesn't have dirt on the walls, but I'm just saying it is. Huh?
Did you rehang it?
I have not. It is now just for the last week. It's just leaned up against the side of the living room, and I'm like disgraced.
Yeah.
I tried to commit suicide by falling on my Velcro, but it didn't work like a samurai sword. So I thought what I should do is I should put like spike strips down, right, and then I should like Velcro myself to the wall, and if I fall, it's just fate.
Yeah. You know what? At that point, you're putting your life on the line for the product that you said was going to work, proving to your wife that you were right. even though you were wrong, she doesn't need to know that. It's not like she listens. Oh wait. Hello, one of
So-
the six.
So anyway, I'm a fucking dingus, and
You're a failure at life.
Yeah.
well, I mean, you know, I'll use my newly acquired stud finder. I will locate the studs.
I'm so happy that you have a stud finder because I need to borrow one.
Oh, okay. It was
Because I
super
want to
duper cheap.
mount the TV that I have as my monitor onto my wall.
Yeah,
And I'm
that'll make
definitely
you a
gonna-
cool guy, my
And
guy.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't need the Velcro, so you don't have to worry about that.
I have some left. We can use it to like stabilize it, and then we just run some screws through the corners of your monitor.
Yeah, that's an idea. I was thinking I'd just get one of those, like, mounts.
We
The
just
ones
gotta
that you can get
drill.
like $15 at Marshall's.
Yeah, we'll
Listen.
do that one.
I could save you $15.
I save $15 or more by letting Patrick in my house with power tools.
He screwed my TV to the wall. The top right and left corner no longer work.
Also,
it's
the
really
image isn't
fucking
quite as
secure.
good, but you know what? It works. It works.
It's never coming down. You can't tilt it. You cannot modify it at all in any way. And if I unscrew it, it will never work
Also,
again.
a little crooked, not on him. I told him it was straight because I thought it was, but later noticed it was crooked. Can't fix it. So
Oh,
that's that
shit.
mistake. So yeah, that was almost really bad, but I'm glad that it ended up working out and that your wife never found out that you were wrong. So good job on us. High fives all
Woo.
around.
Well
Thank you,
done.
man.
Well
Thank
done.
Because otherwise, if she did find out, you'd probably have to take like a time machine to like.
I've been waiting for like. I'm just gonna go on record and be like, I've been waiting for like the last 6 minutes for Jordan to find a segue to go to Bryce.
Oh really?
No, you're just that dumb. I need to
I'm making my own segue. I'm a trailblazer, and I want to
like
talk
it.
about Back to the Future and how fucking stupid it is.
But it's not.
I love that movie. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong.
You just
But-
made my fucking dock fall over.
Good. He's literally like
Cancer.
he is the equivalent of Rick, but actually could be slightly worse.
You're talking about Rick from Rick and Morty?
Yes. Here's the
Explain.
thing about Doc Brown. I touched a little bit on this in the previous show, and I just want to start off with the suicide pact because that's like my favorite point that people don't really realize because it's just a scene that you kind of see and accept. But if you really think about it, it's fucking terrifying. Doc Brown, for those of you who don't know, is a failed inventor who went bankrupt trying to build this time machine. His house burned down under mysterious circumstances, and he sold the property to a Burger King. He lives in a shack behind a burger place, right? And all this money he's gathered so he can put it into this last invention because essentially he committed insurance fraud. If you look in between the lines, he burned his house down for the insurance money, and he sold the property so that way he can double down on getting this money. And so he builds this time machine after years of
Gets illegal radioactive material
by pretending to be a bomb builder for the Libyan fucking terrorist cell. So that's cool. Doc Brown pretended to be a terrorist so he can steal plutonium from them.
I wonder what he had to do to be trusted with the plutonium.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you get in with a terrorist organization? It's not like you just walk up and be like, yeah, I know how to build bombs. What? You got plutonium? Cool. I'll take that. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Didn't he say he made a fake one out of an old arcade and some ball bearings?
No. He did make a fake bomb. But that's the whole thing is like you still have to get in for them to allow you to make the bomb.
That's true.
So usually there's like an initiation process. They have to do like certain things. It wouldn't surprise me if Doc Brown killed somebody to prove to them, yeah, no, I'm down. Give me
I could see
American
that,
scumbag. And then bang, dead. Because he would literally do anything to make his dream come true of being a successful inventor.
Which we do learn that he's not, and you learn that he's kind of a fucking
he's a whack job. He's
Yeah.
literally branded as mentally unstable.
In one of the
There's even like a newspaper article about it. It's this whole thing. So he calls Marty at 3 a.m. and he's like, Marty, you gotta come out here. Fucking shit's about to get real. Bring your camera, right? So Marty comes out and he's like, "Oh, okay, Doc, what do you want? What do you want to do? What's going on?" So he straps his dog into the vehicle and he's like, "We're going to test my time machine." And he's put the dog in. So this is the first time he's testing the time machine, right?
And he puts his dog in it.
And he puts his dog in it because he wants to make sure that living matter will survive inside of it. So he's already risking his dog's life. And he's just saying, "No, it's completely safe, Marty. Marty, it's going to work. It's going to work." So he has this thing set up on a remote control. And he fires it up and he says the famous line, "When this baby hits 70 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit."
88.
Right?
Except for it's 88 miles an hour.
Whatever. Fuck you. So 88 miles.
Hey, fun fact. Did you know that the original DeLorean's speedometer only went to 75? So they actually had to modify it for 90 so they can go 88 miles an hour.
That is a fun fact. I like that. Thank you.
Congratulations, me. Continue.
Yay. So he sets this RC car up and he points it directly at himself and Marty. He says, "Marty, film this." All right. And he starts driving the car as fast as he can towards them. Marty, being a smart young boy, is like, "I should get out of the way. This is going to kill us both," and starts to move out of the way. And Doc grabs him and pulls him back in front of the car and says, "Wait, Marty, wait, record it. We're going to be fine." Like literally the last second possible for this trek, the car disappears before it hits them, flaming tire tracks on the ground. Marty and Doc looking very surprised. Like if you look at the snapshot, and it's him, Doc being like, just like completely surprised that the shit worked.
That it actually worked.
He basically forced Marty into an unofficial suicide pact where this idea he had, if it does not work, this car's killing both of us and we're going down together. You're my only friend. We're going down together and I'm killing my dog too. All of us going out. That was what that was. He had no idea if it was going to work. He hadn't tested it before. This test with Ein was the first test. He was just 100% confident it would work. So they fire it up. It does work by the grace of God. Okay. Now we have a movie and not, old guy kills himself and dog in freak accident. So there's that, right? The other thing I want to talk about is time travel in this film is just beyond all measure to where they go back in the time, right? And because Marty gets hit by a car, his mom ends up falling in love with him as opposed to his dad, who was supposed to get hit by the car because he was a fucking creep and was watching her dress and undress with binoculars in a tree. The classic love story of stalker and normal girl, which, by the way, she's not really all that normal because she instantly falls in love with him instead. And throughout the film, she's going after Marty, who is her son, but she doesn't know.
Yeah, she doesn't.
He calls himself Calvin Klein. Because that's what's on his underwear. So he was just like, "Oh, that's my name. I'm Calvin Klein," because she washed his underwear and basically.
Well, no, she called him Calvin.
Right, she called him Calvin. He's like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Oh, it's on your underwear." Yeah. So, essentially, he becomes Calvin Klein in this universe before Calvin Klein is a thing. So
and she undressed him.
Yeah, she undressed him while he was asleep. Really fucking creepy. All this shit goes down. For real. Where were they to tell her to put on like a little jacket thing while she was undressing this man?
For real.
But so that sets up a few things. One, Lorraine, his mom, is kind of a danger slut in that the only time she finally falls in love with his dad again is after he beats the crap out of her attempted rapist.
Yes.
And that's what makes her forget all about Calvin is you saved me from rapist man.
Creepy guy.
And
that's rapist man, you saved me. Or creepy guy that
creepy guy, you saved me from rapist man. At least you're not rapist man. I'll take stalker. Sure. So increasing levels of danger just makes her more and more hot, essentially. And she's just like, "All right, I'm all for you because that was hot." And she completely forgets about Calvin. But weird thing about that, years later, they do the thing and they give birth to Marty. And he looks exactly like Calvin Klein from when they were high school sweethearts. What kind of questions was the dad asking himself as this kid grew up? And he's just like, that doesn't look like me at all. That looks like the guy you were trying to fuck before me. Now all of a sudden we have a kid that's his twin. What's going on here? Like, what the fuck's going on there? Not only that, but they're going to look up Calvin Klein because he's a thing now and he has fragrances and all this stuff and see that he looks nothing like the Calvin Klein they knew back in the day.
Well, I mean, lots of people can have the same name.
Potentially, yeah. Except they've already seen the underwear from the lines that he's produced. So they see the product that this Calvin Klein's slinging and they're like, that's Calvin's underwear.
Maybe they know. Maybe they know it was their son.
How would they know it was their son?
He's a sci-fi writer, so maybe he would just kind of.
He's just like, hey, babe, that's our son. Don't worry about it. There was probably time travel. It's fine. But
pretty much.
So that's another thing that's just kind of like, what the fuck? Either really bad communication or there's some secret like, you fucked him, didn't you? You fucking bitch. You fucked him, and that's not my kid. I want DNA testing right now. And then the DNA comes back clean, and he's just like, what the fuck? How do we have a twin of this guy? So there's that whole shenanigans. And the other thing I want to talk about with this movie, because I'm just going on a rant about all these kind of weird, awful things in it. I didn't want to get too much into the actual time travel of it, other than what the fuck. None of it makes sense. A
lot of people hate the time travel in it. A lot of people don't like it because it's basing it on like a linear line that you can alter at will instead of alternate timelines.
Well, not only that, but that's also impossible because essentially it has to do a split timeline because the linear line, that's just from when he's in the past and his future is being erased. So it's still a split timeline.
But no, it's not. The way that that universe works is you can hop anywhere on the timeline itself.
Right.
And it never actually makes an alternate reality. It just purely changes the future.
Well, that's the thing though, is I have a different theory on that. And I'm going to get into that here in a second, which is essentially when they go back to the future and Marty comes back and his parents recognize him as the Marty, everyone's cool. The only way for him to still exist, because you got to think of it this way. For him to exist, they would have had to have fucked at the exact same time, the exact same circumstances, and the exact same sperm out of the millions out of his dad's sack had to make it to the egg and pop in to make the exact copy of Marty as we know him. That's astronomically impossible, and I really doubt that Doc was sitting there like, hey guys, you want to fuck at 12:33 in my lab? It'll be fun. And they're like, yeah, sure, Doc. You seem like a trusty guy. Like, it's one of those things where for this to happen, if it is a linear timeline, like you're saying, for it to happen to where the exact same Marty was produced and this one wasn't erased and another one replaced him, I think it is a split.
Because for the purposes of this specific story, everybody in the future, in their present or whatever, is always going to exist as long as these two are together. It's like a story of fate. As long as these two people are together, these people exist.
Then they might be further circumstances are met.
But fate isn't scientifically quantifiable, right? Like them being together doesn't guarantee the sperm. It's different circumstances. There's other sperms that are gonna.
But you're trying to apply science, but at the same time saying the time travel is impossible. So we don't know what would happen. You might time travel, and just by time traveling, blow the world up.
On what actually happened for this,
which is what?
Because it doesn't make sense to me that it's just fate. It doesn't make sense to me that they happened to get it right the second time round perfectly to where this Marty still exists. My theory is the timeline did split, and Doc, because now he has time travel, because he knows how it was made. He's seen the design, and he's made it work again, so that he can go back to the future. Now Doc has had time travel for 30 plus years. I think, in my personal theory, Doc has been going to the future to that night, constantly checking on different timelines to find the one where there's an exact copy of Marty to where no one would question when this one comes back. Fucking killed that Marty off. Fucking slayed him. And then when our Marty comes back into the future, he's just instantly accepted by the family and everything's cool. Just like in Rick Potion number 9.
So you hold on. So you think that this was a future or past dock, not the dock stuck in the past, right? I mean, because what about the time where they went to the fucking Wild West? Uh, or the time where both him and him existed in the same timeline in Back to the Future 2.
Well, them both existing in the exact same timeline is future proof, right? Because you have to have you physically show up to that timeline, right?
Yeah.
So you're both there. So that means that there is a dock that exists in that timeline already. So if it was just a linear line, that couldn't happen because there's just you.
No. But you can be there at the same time as you being there because it's still time traveling you.
Right. But time traveling you, if it's a linear line,
No, if it's a linear line, I can time travel from the future now to see myself because I know I'll be here. It's not like when you time travel, other you disappears.
Yeah, but at that point, that would be a paradox. Which, by the way, the ultimate pun in the Back to the Future scene or thing is when the two docks do meet each other, it creates a pair of docks.
That's wonderful.
I like that.
Yeah,
I do too.
I
Anyway,
know,
I don't want to bore people with the time travel stuff.
But essentially, either way, my
yeah.
theory is that there's alternate timelines where Doc has been killing off Marty's until he can find the perfect timeline where his Marty will return to, and then at that point replace.
I can buy that.
So that means he's been killing himself off too.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, the self that's in that existence. Yeah, he's killing them off too.
So he's going and killing themselves from that fucking timeline
until he finds the perfect timeline where he doesn't have to kill himself.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where the other proof of something similar to this happening is in Back to the Future 2. At one point, Doc magically shows up with like a rope ladder, so that way Marty doesn't get crushed by a car.
No. It's not magic. He shows up with the banner from the sign that you see getting stuck to the car when he lifts off from behind the fucking sign. It like gets ripped off.
Billboard.
And then when he lands on the roof, he actually wraps that fucking
right. But I'm not saying that the banner. What I'm saying is him knowing exactly the timing to get to Marty without crushing him or without Marty falling under the car or any of that. I think there were multiple attempts on that. I think that he's using his godlike powers, and he's just redoing until he gets it right. And
he probably watched him die 5 times.
Exactly, and it's one of
just
those
punched it back in and went back again. But that means every single time he went back, he had to destroy the other DeLorean and kill himself. Every single time.
Yeah.
But then that creates a new paradox because if you kill yourself, then how did you do it in the first place? That can only have the only way it doesn't cause a paradox is if you're right and it's causing a parallel timeline every time.
And that's my theory.
Interesting.
And so
you think fucking Doc Brown is a murderer? Is that what you're fucking trying to tell me right now?
Not only was he a murderer, he's also a creep because I'm sorry, in Back to the Future 2, he bought a machine that's basically a date rape machine. It's a roofie machine because he constantly put Marty's girlfriend to sleep with it, and it literally is called easy sleep. So why the fuck did he buy that? I don't think it was because he was having trouble sleeping.
Future tech, bro.
I'm pretty sure Doc is also a date rapist. So put that in the back of your mizzened.
I mean, you got to get some.
So hold on. So
because I'm sorry,
let me just fucking get
the original theory held true for how time travel worked. Then when in Back to the Future 3, when they strap the train, the DeLorean to the front of the train where there's 30 normal ass fucking Western people there, all of the future would be completely destroyed by that movie. Everything would be invisible. They would both be gone because that's 30 people exposed to alien UFO technology.
No. Nobody's seen it. Because they drive the train way down the track before they put the. I don't know if you could tell
on the train.
No. They leave the whole train behind and they take only the front and the coal car.
And they couldn't see.
And they drive down the track. Yeah. In fact, they even talk about it.
Okay.
To make sure nobody sees.
He had to let. Yeah. You're right.
All right. I'll leave that alone. It's been a while since I've seen the third one because I don't like it.
You know what's funny? Not a lot of people do like it. I like all three of the Back to the Future
I
movies.
don't have a
I
problem with
accept.
the
Hold on. I fucking accept that there's problems with the movie. In fact, inherently, in most time travel based kinds of things, there is issues. Actually,
I think
Doctor
the only
Who is
time
kind
travel
of
movie
a
Mhm.
exception. I was gonna say because they'll straight up say things get timey wimey. So
Yeah,
you know
they
that's
explain all their plot holes with timey wimey, flimsy.
yeah.
Uh, I think the only
that
movie that
show
got time
written
travel
by
right
a
was the movie
7-year-old?
Primer. Have you ever seen Primer?
No.
It is a really good movie about two. It's like a really cheaply made movie, like low budget, but really well done.
You know what fucking movie shouldn't be able to happen? Looper.
All right, I enjoyed Looper. I tore it apart,
I
but
never
I
saw
did
that.
enjoy it.
You should not be able to go back.
To kill your future self in the past.
Yeah. Weird. Weird shit.
I just love how their explanation for the time travel was just don't think about it in Looper. Like
Yep.
fucking he was sitting in front of him and he's just like, well, how does this work? And he's just like, yeah, just don't fucking think about it. We'll be here all day in this diner. What we need to do is focus on the problem at hand. I was like, Jesus. And third act of Looper is insane.
I appreciate the sci-fi explanation.
Yeah, like super scientific. Fucking stop.
I will say this about Back to the Future. They didn't try to spend too much time on fake technology other than, you know, them showing the flux capacitor. This is what does the thing. Yeah, you know.
Also, the movie's kind of racist for two reasons.
Sure,
One, Marty basically steals the invention and birth of rock and roll from black people. Because he makes it to where Chuck Berry was essentially a thief to his own song. Because in the original timeline, he learns Johnny Be Good. And then he plays Johnny Be Good at the prom. And then the band that's there are like, you know how you were looking for a new sound? Listen to this. And it's Johnny Be Good. Granted, a terrible rendition because Marty sucks at fucking playing guitar. But, you know, Chuck Berry's just like, I like that. I'm going to make that. Hey, we have a new song, Johnny Be Good. Also, there is a mayor who back then was working as just a busboy in a diner during the civil rights movement, which we don't really get to see much of. The black guy. And Marty looks at him, he's like, one day you're going to be mayor. One, spoiler alert, that's giving away future information. And two, the guy was like, mayor, I like the sound of that. You know what? I am going to be mayor. So the political aspirations for the first black mayor of this town given to him by a white man. So basically, I think that if the movie were to go on, it would just be Marty going around to different points of black history and just being like, hey, Washington Carver, go study peanuts. All right, I'll see you later. And just giving all the ideas for all black history.
No.
That one's a stretch.
Zemeckis is famous.
That's a mega stretch.
Zemeckis is famous for whitewashing black history. In Forrest Gump, he does it all over the place. The guy who actually called on Watergate, which in the movie is Forrest Gump, was a black security officer.
But that wasn't taking away from the black people. That was for the story of the movie.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with
whitewashing
race.
history.
No, but he's whitewashing history. Jesus.
But it's fake history.
That was part of the story. It was fake history. Yeah, exactly.
He inspired Elvis as opposed to the black band that inspired Elvis, because Elvis learned his dance moves from a black rock band.
But it shouldn't matter for that movie because it's a story. It's kind of like Marty McFly saying to the guy, "Oh, Mr. Bear," or something like that, and him being like, "I like the sound of that." I don't think
he was just saying he recognized him. It's like, "Oh my God, you're going to be the man."
The director is just famous for whitewashing history in general in his movies, and this is a pretty steady trend. I'm just saying.
Except for I don't think there's a trend.
I can't.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make a PowerPoint presentation of everything that Forrest Gump did that actually was done by a black person.
But it doesn't matter because it's supposed to be an extreme, crazy story about this fucking mentally challenged guy that did all this crazy stuff. It's the craziest part about the entire sentence you just said is that you had to emphasize this white guy did all these things this black people did, and because it was in this fake ass movie, whitewashing.
It's the definition of whitewashing is turning Black history into white people. That's what it is.
We're not talking about this anymore. This is the most retarded thing you've ever said.
Storytelling.
So exactly. Jesus
right.
Christ.
I'm just saying. That's fine.
So somehow the you tearing apart poor Doc turned into
The serial killer.
Silliest thing I've ever heard. The serial killer,
The
which by the way,
thing you ever heard.
Could you imagine like finding out that that's true though? Like for real? Like if you were talking to the writers in the Back to the
Doc
Future?
doesn't give a shit about anything to complete his goals. I mean, again, literally went to terrorists and stole plutonium from them. Like this isn't a very stable guy. He's going to do whatever it takes for him to have his perfect life. And if he can't have his perfect life, he's killing everyone in it. Like that's just how he is.
You know what?
You
gotta do.
That's true. I think now a question for you: if blessed with the ultimate god power of time travel, I mean, would you not do the same thing?
Oh no, I would be drunk with power.
Yeah,
I would essentially be Rick.
This is the same reason I say if I really had force powers, I wouldn't be a Jedi. Let's be honest.
No, you'd be a Sith.
Well, probably not even a Sith. Their ideals are a little independent for me.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, the dick Siths that we've met, really, the Siths are all about using emotions to fuel the Force. That's what they're all about.
I would be more about like poofing skirts up by like random force gusts of air, like that. Does that what color is that? What color is pervy?
That's gonna be Marty Dad colored.
There you go. I'm Marty Dad color. I'm a Marty Dad.
You're a Marty Dad.
I'm good.
So that's you guys would do the same thing.
Without question.
Dude, I don't know, man. That's a lot to think about. I'm gonna have to ponder this because I gotta say, not one time have I ever put that theory in my head. That's crazy.
Yeah, just one of those things.
There's some good points in there that I can see. You know, that do make sense.
Yeah,
I think I'd have to sleep on it.
Yeah, you try to sleep on anything.
Going to bed.
Yeah, he's. I think we're about to lose Jordan. I think we've exhausted anything we had to say tonight anyway. So Jordan should plug all of our things. Why not? I mean, we got finger banged like 6 times tonight.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't get the live show, you don't know what that means.
That's true.
You didn't get to watch Patrick and Jordan get finger banged.
Yeah, that's true. Check out the video if you want to know where the magic happens.
Yeah, YouTube. Just type in PBnJ podcast.
Type in PBnJ podcast finger bang.
Check out our website. We have a website, fucking official and shit.
Yeah, PBnJ podcast dot podbean.com.
At .podbean.com.
Dot JPEG.
Dot JPEG.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we need to make that happen.
Facebook.
Facebook. I mean, it's all the same thing.
It's all the same.
So Twitter, just PBnJ podcast.
I think that Bryce renamed us like a couple episodes ago. We're actually PB the letter NJ podcast now. So
the letter N.
The fucking letter N. Guys, what do you think?
Nailed it.
We nailed it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we fucking nailed it.
Fucking nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I already have the image.
Sweet.
Good job.